Hello again. So I do this little update video to the collection room. Now, one of the things I had to change were the lights, because these two bookcases here, they were getting plenty of light, but the one on the right wasn't getting any, because these spotlights only ran up to there. So I called the electrician back in and asked him if he could put one in here, but because we've got the joists going that way across, it was a little bit difficult. So he had to channel out a little bit of the ceiling, and then he was able to daisy chain it from that light there and put a new one in there. Just make a hole, put it in, and it's really just a little bit of filling, and I'll sand it down, paint it, and it's done. And that only cost, what, about £40, and that's including the light and fitting it and everything. So now on these bookcases there's plenty of light. I was thinking before about putting lights in them, but the issue is I really don't know what I'm doing with the shelves, because it really most of this probably is going to be for Lego, and maybe some Lego mixed with figures. So maybe, for example, a Star Wars Lego set, I might put it with a Star Wars figure, like a companion piece. So there's 6 shelves here. Now, of course, you can take the shelves out and move them around, and because of that reason, I couldn't put lights on every shelf, because then I might say afterwards, oh well, I want to move that shelf around, and there's no flexibility there, especially when you're going to drill holes through the back of it and feed cables through. So I thought, no. So now I'm just going to leave them like this with these spotlights. They give enough light, so they'll be fine like that. And then if I have to swap it around, maybe make one shelf higher to fit something in, make one smaller, then I don't have to worry about moving lights about. So that's a Billy bookcases. And then over here, a lot of these figures, let's see, these damn strip lights keep falling down, these sticky pads. I have to do something else. I have to stick them with something else probably that's a little bit stronger, because it's not really, they're not holding that well. Some of them keep dropping. Quite a few of these figures I had to move from the living room. I've just chucked them all in there, not posed them, put the accessories in and just thrown them all in, a lot of them, because our little one, he was climbing on the shelves and just dragging them off the shelves. I think I lost a couple of things off one of them, a couple of accessories, so I just had to quickly get them and put them in here. Where is it? That Demon Batman, I found that on the floor in the living room. His head was off on the floor. I just looked over and I couldn't believe it. The baby grabbed that off the shelf. So I've just cleared them all out and they're all in here. And about a week ago I unboxed about 10, 15 figures. I haven't had time to film them. I've just thrown them in quickly. And over here is the speeder bike. The only problem that I've got is, if you can see on the handlebar, one of them is here, still connected by the wire. Oops. But it's loose, so I'm just going to get some super glue it on, and then I'll put him on there. See, look, I've just thrown it all in. Actually, this neon Iron Man, I couldn't stand it, and I wasn't going to order it, and I would just, no way. But now I've got it, I think it's quite nice. I like it, strangely enough. Before we get to this little video, now over here, this is the Mills bow. I'm really not sure now. I might just give this one to my wife and I'll get something else, because the problem is, if you look, this is quite wide. Although it's very nice, very well made metal, and it's nicer looking detail. That's quite big, really. So, you know, you really can't see. If you've got something big in there, it's okay if you've got one figure there, making one over there, but when you've got something big, it does take up too much. So really, I don't know what I'm going to do at the moment. I might try that detail hack where you put two together. I'm not sure. Now I'm going to show this controversial figure that's getting a lot of hate. I can understand why people are upset, but for the price, £120, and it is a very good copy of it. So I think so anyway. For the price, you know, I'm not going to pay £2,000 or £1,500, £1,000. Let's try and get it out. Look, I'm sure there are plenty of people who want me to just drop this, but I'll try not to. I'll try my best. Okay. And there's the other one, the red one. Of course, the original one's going to be better than this. This is the Redman Dracula, and over there is the blue. And this again was the same price, about £120, including postage. And there's all the little accessories, and there's the hands. Nice bit of cotton wool in the middle. So I bought this, was it from KG Hobby, I think? I can't remember. Or TNS, I think. It's a hat. So originally, a fellow called Rainman, I don't know his real name, he made this figure. Now this is from Dracula film. That's Gary Oldman. I think it was about a couple of years ago. I'm not sure exactly how old when it came out. Oh, that's the glasses gone. A lot of these people, the people getting upset, I can understand they spent £2,000 or £1,000, whatever they spent on the original figure, and they're saying it is, well, it's a recast. So somebody's got the original one, and they've just, out of rubber, they've put it into a mould, they made it, recasted the head, and it's been copied. Now the thing is, this Rainman guy, he makes these figures like a lot of these custom makers do. They haven't got permission, they haven't got the intellectual property rights, they haven't paid a license fee, anything. So they're profiting from the film without paying a license. Now, some of these people, they just don't understand it, or they just don't want to admit it. I admit, yep, this is a recast, it's a rip-off of the Rainman one, but he's doing exactly the same thing. Look at it. The costume, everything's from the film, everything is 100% copied. There's no uniqueness there at all. Whether it's 1/6 scale, 1/1 scale, whatever, it's exact copy from the film. So I can't really see what the argument is. If you don't like it, don't buy it. If you do, do. I have plenty of original custom work as well, like Last Samurai. I mean, how much did I pay for that? I don't know, £800,000-900,000 maybe, something like that. The Goodfellas Cult King set, I've got them. They were expensive as well. I can't remember, £900 again for the three, something like that. I can't remember. And then what else is there? Freddie Mercury. That cost me a lot of money as well, similar kind of money. And over here, this is my wife's. Dorothy. DX is brilliant, really good. One of my favourite, well, out of all the figures that we have. God, look at the bottom. It's one of my favourites. The sculpt I think is brilliant, really good, the smiling sculpt. This one was very expensive. Now, if somebody, Redman or somebody comes along and they make an affordable copy for £100, £120, that everybody else can have one. People who can't afford one, or people who don't want to spend the money. I've got no problem with that. I'm not going to start saying, oh no, shouldn't be doing it, that's terrible. I could understand the argument if the maker of this had paid a licence fee. I could understand people's argument saying, well, it's not right, I shouldn't be doing it. Good, they've got an argument, but they haven't. It's like these Star Race ones. If somebody comes along and copied that without permission, Star Race paid the licence fee. That one's a knockoff. This is pay the licence fee, licence fee, licence fee. They've all paid money for this. He hasn't, and they're selling them for a lot of money, making a profit out of it, profiteering out of somebody else's work. Exactly what Redman's doing, profiteering out of his work. Same thing. They paid a licence fee, they did. So there you have it, really. It's just quite simple, isn't it? So, here he is. Of course the quality isn't going to be as good. I don't expect so, you know, something this cost that kind of money. So, like it, comment on it, whatever you want. But be nice, and you know what? It's not going in the bin. Another thing I forgot what to mention is that in the living room there's about 5 details full of figures. I don't know how many are out there. There's probably about 80, 90. I can't remember if I count them all. Now, what's in there, I might have to bring some of it out here, but then I've got a lot of orders coming as well. A few figures, so I'm definitely going to have to put probably some Deltoffs along here. About 5, 6, I think I'll be able to fit in here. And then this will be like I suppose a walkway. The width that I've left is about 2.5 feet, so about the width of a door. But I think it's going to work out all right because you're going to have space to look at the figures, because here you've got the doorway, so you can kind of get a view from back here. When you'll come in, you can see all these, and then when the cabinets are going to be, the other cabinets are going to be over here on the left. I'll definitely have to have 1 double. I don't know, maybe 2. I don't know how I'm going to work it out yet, and then 2 singles. I'm not sure. These ones, you'll be able to see everything from here. You have to leave a gap for the light, so it'll be okay. If they're exactly opposite each other and there was no area to sit, it'd be difficult, because then you wouldn't really be able to see the figures. You have to be standing in front of them. So that's the future.